What's up, America? Neil here with Geauga Firearms Academy. Thanks for watching. You gotta excuse the background here. We're doing some remodeling, so I'm here in my home gym. But I want to get an important video out. I know we're all at home, and some of you have the opportunities to get out. So let's talk about maximizing our training time at the range. So here's this thing that I don't know where I kind of understand, but people go to the range, and when they get there, they think the moment they walk into a live fire range that they must do live fire, like dry fire. So we talk about the importance of dry fire, and if you haven't followed me at all, just like any other trainer worth their salt is going to tell you how important dry fire is. That means firing your gun without any rounds in it. That's dry fire. And it is extremely, extremely important. More important, I even argue, than live fire most of the time on getting down the fundamentals and learning how to shoot the gun properly. I'm going to also assume in this video that you've gotten some basic training, some, whether it be an online class, an NRA class, some basic instruction from an instructor, a concealed license, whatever the case is, so you understand the fundamentals. But once we're beyond that, we're going to the range, right? We actually many times practice insanity. Literally shooting at the range is a practice of insanity. And let me show you what I'm talking about. Took my little crude here, a little whiteboard. We got a target. You guys can make fun of me all you want. So here's the deal. Someone comes to the range, right, and we start putting rounds out here on the target. And of course, inevitably, someone's gonna be like, oh yeah, I got a bullseye, right? Like you could be blind and hit a bullseye eventually if you shot in the right direction. That's not what we're trying to accomplish here. But here's what happens all the time. I see this all the time. So most 99% of right-handed shooters are going to err low and to the left, and most left-handed shooters are low and to the right, okay? And there's plenty of videos we already have on why that is. But here's the thing, you guys. Let's say you're shooting 10 times, okay? You're going to have 10 rounds in the gun. And so maybe you get one here, 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 one here. It doesn't matter. Oh, here's the thing. It doesn't matter how many times you continue to shoot down here. Does that make sense? In other words, if your point of aim, which hopefully is at the bullseye, if your rounds are not going there, okay, there's no use in continuing to shoot. So let's say you have 15 in the magazine, you shot 10, and 10 of the 5 are here, right? Or let's say, 7 of the 10 are down here. There's no point in continually putting rounds down here. So later in another video, I'm going to show you a proprietary technique that I've developed. It's kind of a cross between a sleight of hand magician trick and shooting. It's interesting, but I'm going to do it live with a real person. So you're here at the range, bang, 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 you're shooting your gun, and like I said, out of 10 rounds, 7 of them are not where you want them to go. Stop! Stop shooting. That is insanity. Doing the exact same thing you're doing, but expecting different results. Truly, that is what insanity is. So, let's do this. Let's say that I'm shooting, and I shoot my 7 to 10. Stop. What you're going to do, I'll assume this is already in the gun. We're going to take our magazine out. We're going to make sure our chamber's clear. All right. Then we're going to take the loaded magazine, or however many rounds are back in it, and we're going to put it back into the gun. Okay, so basically what I would end up with, I would start off with a gun with nothing in it. I'm not showing you this for safety, I'm just explaining this process. Then I would have a magazine with, of course, live rounds. So there's nothing in the chamber. I would go ahead and insert them, and now I would begin again. Now here's what's going to happen. Okay, now that the gun's not going to recoil and mask your air, what you're doing wrong is you're going to come out here, you're going to feel this. Oh, you're going to feel that big movement, right? Now, here's the deal. Don't rack the gun fully because you're just going to load it again. Instead, you're gonna half rack it, however you want to do it, but basically you're going to pull it back enough to reset the trigger. Just to show you that I can move the trigger back just that much and it's reset. And there's still nothing in the chamber. So I come back out, I take my shot. Oh, I'm going to probably dip again. All right, so we're going to fix that, and I'm going to dip less. Until I get to the point where now I'm starting to put perfectly clean trigger pulls, perfectly clean rounds if they were going down range, right where I want them to. Now here's the trick. Here it is. I want to, as soon as I fire that last perfect round, let's say you get 3 or 4 in a string in a row, and again, we're not firing live rounds. Now I want to get a live round, because that's what I want this, basically we're changing the program, right? You're programming the computer. Shooting's 90% mental. So I get my last good one good. Now this time, I give it a full rack, and when I go click this time, it's going to go bang, and I'm going to have a recoil. And what you're going to find is that you're going to have a shot exactly where you wanted it, because for that moment, your brain is still on no recoil. Remember, the reason this is all happening is because everything about shooting is unnatural. There's no such thing as a born shooter. That's ridiculous. The gun makes a lot of noise, and there's a blast that comes out. It recoils. There's a movement. There's a feeling, and everything in your body wants to counter that. That's where you get that, what we call pre-ignition push or anticipation, where you're driving the gun forward because you know the gun is going to recoil back. So the way we fix that is through dry fire, but we're at the live fire range. Great. So I want to be able to utilize that, okay? Again, so now I start shooting again. All right, and live rounds are going, and let's say now all of a sudden I start to fall off the wagon again. Okay, I'm going to remove my magazine, my live round, take the live round that's in the chamber out. So now my chamber will be empty again. All right, I still have live rounds in the magazine. Go ahead and insert it, and then again I start again. If I dip, I get. All right, so we get this perfect shot again. And then as soon as I get 3 or 4 of those, full rack, and bang, now I'm going to go back on track. And so what we ultimately end up doing is spending less time having to go back at dry fire and more time live fire. This is the era of COVID-19, and so years from now, people will be like, probably won't even remember this, but at this time, ammo is going up in price, and it's hard to get to, and ranges are difficult to get to, and all that good stuff. But that's obviously going to change at some point. But I want you to think about it no matter what time it is. If I just did what I did, so I mean, I didn't count all those, but I mean, how many dry fire trigger pulls did I do, right? Dry fire, let's say I did 5 or 6, and then I had a live round. I just expanded my experience and my training 6 times, right? So instead of worrying about the cost of that one round, it's not about how many rounds I put down range, it's how many good rounds I put down range. And that means that I have to stop, forget insanity, I don't want to go insane, keep doing the same thing, I got to fix my problem, all right? And so that way, for every round we put down, we exponentially get better. I hope that was kind of I'm real passionate about this particular topic as an instructor. This really helps get the message through to people. I'm going to show you guys a proprietary technique. I've never shown it before. I do it all the time in class, kind of a combination of sleight of hand and a shooting instructor. It's interesting, but it's so powerful, and will help a lot of folks out there. So we'll do that live, but hopefully this made sense to you guys. You guys know where to find us. We're going to be jamming out videos as much as we can. Unfortunately for me, I don't have any downtime because our business is really busy at this time, and I'm still a full-time law enforcement, so I'm obviously essential in that case. I don't get any time off, and thank God, because I guess if I did, it'd probably mean I've got the COVID, so thank goodness for that. You guys know where to find us here on YouTube, of course, on Facebook. We're on Twitter now, and we put all our A-list and exclusive content and techniques on Patreon. So if you're watching this video, there's another video being produced only for Patreon. It's a 1-for-1 deal. So a lot of cool stuff we did with the chairs there as well. Until next time, remember, it's always better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6.